Hello students, today we are going to start next experiment, that is logarithmic decrement of pre-damped vibrations, water damping. In this experiment we are going to see the logarithmic decrement of vibrations due to the water damping. So aim of this experiment to study the logarithmic decrement of pre-damped vibrations, water damping. So we are going to use water damping in this. Learning outcomes: first one, explain different damping movements. Second one, explain logarithmic decrement of the decrement damping factor. And next one, plot the response of the system. Theory. Okay, now I will explain the theory and the experimental setup on setup itself. So we will go on setup. Okay, this is the experimental setup for today's experiment. So in this, what we have did, we have one disc, and this in this drum we have filled the water. So what we are going to do, we are giving the oscillations to disc, and disc is these vibrations are going to damp due to the water damping. So similar setup as per the air damping experiment, and whatever the damping takes place in terms of amplitude of vibration is goes on decreasing, that we will note it with the help of this pen and paper arrangement. So this pen is going down. So after starting the oscillations, we will release this pen. So whatever the dampings are there, that will get recorded on this paper. So first of all, you have to fix this paper to this drum. Now see what are the specifications of this experiment. First of all, if you see the disc, so disc is having, okay, see this disc is there, and disc is having a diameter of 25 centimeter. Now if you see the mass of the disc, it is 7.35 kg, and with the help of this shaft we have connected the disc. So the diameter of this shaft is 3 mm, and the length of the shaft we have to measure. We have to measure the length of the shaft from this point to this last connected point. We will measure the length of shaft. So these many dimensions are required for further calculations, and modulus of rigidity of the shaft and the disc is also required. So we have a modulus of rigidity for this material as 0.8 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square. Okay, now what is the procedure? What we will do, I will just give the oscillation to this disc, and disc is going to oscillate in the water, and after some time this disc is going to stop. That means vibrations are going to damp, and that damping we were observing on this recorder, that means on this paper with the help of pen. So it is one type of logarithmic decrement. So amplitudes are going to damp. So if we take the ratio of first amplitude to the next amplitude, second amplitude, then that ratio is going to decrease. That means these vibrations are going to damp at the end. So logarithmic decrement means what? Logarithmic decrement means the log of this first amplitude divided by second amplitude. So we have to take the log of this ratio x1 divided by x2. Suppose x1 is the first amplitude and x2 is the second amplitude. Okay. Now we will measure the length of this shaft. So I am measuring from this point here. This point, it is okay. Okay. This point to this point, it is 56 centimeter. Plus from bottom also we have to measure 56 centimeter plus this 49. So 56 centimeter plus 49 centimeter, it comes to be 105. Okay. Okay, these are the observations last time that we have noted. So here only there is a one change, that is length of shaft is 105 centimeter. So write down this all observations in your notebook, so it will be easy for you for the calculations. Okay, and this is the observation table, number of oscillations and time for oscillations, that we will note down, and we will go for the theoretical calculations of natural frequency, and then we will calculate the natural frequency practically, and we will compare these both frequencies, theoretical and practical frequencies. So it must be equal. So see the calculation. First one is a polar moment of inertia. IP is equal to pi by 32 d square. So by using this you can calculate the polar moment of inertia. Then torsional stiffness, kth we are giving the notation. So G into IP by L. Then third formula is about mass moment of inertia. I is equal to mr square by 2. We will get mass moment of inertia, and by after getting these values we will calculate the natural frequency of this given instrument. So omega n is the notation for natural frequency, and formula for it under root k by I. So kth we have written because it's theoretical. So if you put the values of this kth and I, you will get a natural frequency. So natural frequency omega n, so you will get first. So natural frequency you have to calculate by this way. So first calculate the omega n under root k by I, and after calculating omega you can calculate fn, that's natural frequency omega n upon 2 pi. So by using this formula you can calculate natural frequency by theoretical means. Now we have to calculate natural frequency by practically. So for this purpose we have to consider this logarithmic decrement. So logarithmic decrement for first reading, if you consider, we are noting logarithmic decrement with delta 1 for first reading. So it is just ratio of log to the ratio of x1 by x2. x1 is the first amplitude and x2 is the second amplitude. So by this way you can calculate the delta, and with the help of delta again you can calculate the natural frequency. So this is the logarithmic decrement for first reading, second reading likewise. So for you can first reading you can calculate delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4 likewise. For second reading also you can calculate logarithmic decrement delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 likewise, and for third reading also. After calculation of logarithmic decrement we will go for the damping ratio calculations. So damping ratio is denoted by zeta. So zeta you can calculate with the help of this formula, and once you get the zeta you can calculate. So this is the zeta for first, this is zeta for second reading, and zeta for third reading. After calculating a zeta you will go for the critical damping. Critical damping formula is already given to you. So like this way you can calculate critical damping, and after calculation of critical damping at the end, here you can calculate the practical value of natural frequency, which is equal to number of oscillations divided by time taken for the oscillations. And we are measuring the number of oscillations, also we are measuring the time, and by using this formula you can calculate the natural frequency. And at the end in the result table you can compare this theoretical values and practical values of natural frequency. If both the values are coming closer to each other, then we can say yes, whatever the experiment that we have carried out, it is up to the mark. Okay, and this type of graph we are getting on that paper, on instrument we have seen the paper. So this is the logarithmic decrement. If I consider this is the central line suppose, and this is the decrement. First amplitude is more, second is less, third is again less, fourth is again less. So after some time it is going to reduce and it comes to be a 0. So whatever the amplitude of vibration, that is going to reduce. So there is a logarithmic decrement. So what is the logarithmic decrement? So it is the log of first amplitude divided by second amplitude. So this is the logarithmic decrement. Now we will conduct the experiment and we will see. Okay, start. First of all, we must know the theory behind this. What is the damping? We can say damping classifications. So under damping means what? Critical damping means what? And over damping means what? So if you are getting a damping factor less than 1, then it is under damping. That means system is going to stop after some time. Under damping. Critical damping is nothing but system is going to stop within a very limited time, within a very small time. In that case, damping factor is equal to 1. And at the end, over damping, for the over damping we are having a damping factor greater than 1. In that case, system is not going to oscillate too much. It is going to damp as quickly as possible. So we have to see also at the end, it is under damping, over damping or critical damp. So if you see in case of automobiles, whatever the suspension system we are designing, that is designed for the critical damping, that means within a minimum oscillations, the system has to come to the rest, so that passenger and driver does not get any fatigue. Okay, so if you want to over damp the system, that means there are, we can say, less than 1 oscillation. So it is very costlier system and it is practically little bit not possible. So we are going for the critical damping. This system is under damped, that means after some oscillations system is going to stop. Okay, now we will take the readings. So this pen we are taking at the upper side. So this is the hydraulic, we can say pump is there. So as we are giving the oscillations, we are going to pre this pen, so that pen is going in downward direction and it will measure the oscillation. Okay, so we are going to start. Also we are going to measure the time for the 10 oscillations. Okay, sorry, time for the 5 oscillations we will take. So for 10 oscillations take more time.
1 2 3 start. 1 2 3 4 5 stop.
Seconds are required, 10.8 seconds for 5 oscillations that we have measured. And if you see the graph, first amplitude is more, the second amplitude is less, third amplitude is less, and finally the system is going to damp. That means there are 0 oscillations at the end. Okay, so this type of graph nature is there. You have to draw one central line and you have to measure the amplitude. You know how to measure the amplitude of any wave. So suppose this is the x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 likewise. So if you take the ratio of x1 by x2, log to the ratio of x1 by x2, x2 by x3, log to the ratio of x3 by x4, x4 by x5, then it is a logarithmic decrement. So these amplitudes are decreasing, we are giving the name as logarithmic decrement. Okay. Okay, right now we have taken the first reading. Likewise, for checking the validity of first reading, we can take second reading, third reading, fourth reading likewise. Only one reading is sufficient, but for checking the performance of practical, we are going to conduct 2 to 3 readings. So see, again we will take the second reading and we will check first reading is correct or wrong. If for 5 oscillations again it takes up to the 10 seconds, then we will say yes, the system is okay.
1 2 3 start. 1 2 3 4 stop.
Okay, see, again for 5 oscillations we are getting a 10-second time. That means our first reading is okay. You can note down this time also for second reading 10.01 seconds and for first reading 10.8 seconds. So it is nearly equal, so that we can say yes, whatever the reading that we have taken is correct and up to the mark. Likewise, we can take 2-3 readings, but there is no need to take 2 to 3 readings. Within only 2 readings you will get an idea how it is working and how we are going to damp the vibrations. So why these vibrations are going to damp? Due to this water, this graph is drastically going to change. That means whatever the amplitude level is there, it is going to be a 0 drastically. If water is not there, only air is there, in that case we will get this logarithmic decrement ratio very less. That means it requires more oscillations to damp the vibration. Now if you see over here in this graph, within a 3 to 4 oscillations only total oscillations, or we can say vibrations, are get damped. Whenever there is a air as a medium in this bucket, if you see this is the water, if air is the medium, then this type of graph we are not getting. If air is there, we require more amplitudes to damp the vibrations. Okay. Okay, this is the first reading. Time for 5 oscillations we have got 10.85 seconds, and this graph we have received. And this is the second reading. Time for 5 oscillations 10.1 seconds, and this is the graph that we have received. Likewise, you can take number of readings. So just 2 readings we have taken. So now what I will do, I will draw a center line in this graph. So see, this is the center line. Let me check once again. Yes, this is the center line. If I plot the center line, yes, I have plotted a center line. Now what I will do, I will measure this x1 and x2. So x1 is the amplitude of first. So you have to take the amplitude at either side of this center line. So I will take at this side of center line. So see, this is the x1 from this point to this point. This is x1. I will give mark name also. This is the x1 from this point to this center point. This is the x2. Again I will mark this x2. So from this point to this point, that means this point to this point, this is the x2. Now we have to measure x1, x2, likewise here x3 and so on. So first we will measure two readings only. So this x1, see here I am going to measure this x1. So this x1 is coming as 2.8 centimeter, convert it into the meters. So 0.028 centimeters. So you can write here x1 as 0.028 meters and x2 likewise you have to measure. See here I am going to measure this x2 amplitude of second. So it is coming up to the 1.8 centimeter. So in meters if you write 0.018 meter. Likewise you can note down the reading for x3. So see for x3 we are getting 0.9 1 centimeter. That means x3 is equal to 0.01 meter. Likewise you can continue and you will see the amplitudes are going to reduce. So note down these readings because you require this x1 x2 for the calculations. Again we will take second graph. In second graph also I will follow the same procedure. I will draw the center line first. So see, this is the center line. Okay, now again I will measure x1 and x2. You have to note down that x1 and x2. Suppose this is the x1. So x1 we are getting as 2.3 centimeter. So x1, this is x1, this is x2. So x1 is equal to 2.3 centimeters. That means 0.023 meter. Likewise x2, if you calculate the x2, so x2 becomes 1.3 centimeter. That means 0.013 meters. Likewise you can calculate. Note down this reading also. You require it for the further calculations. So from this experiment we will see that yes, vibrations are going to damp. If you study the water damping experiment, then these vibrations are not going to damp as early. It requires some more oscillations to damp. That means suppose in this reading, after suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oscillations, vibrations are get damped. If you go for the air damping instead of water damping, so instead of 5 oscillations you may require more oscillations to damp the vibrations. And if after calculations, if you see that natural frequency by theoretical and natural frequency by practical, so it is coming closer to each other, that means our experiment is successful. Okay, here we come to the end of this experiment.